beloved souls. Welcome to Soul Sex. I'm Autumn, the Enlightened Daughter, and I'm going over today just a little quick video about spicing things up. Quick, not going to keep you here too long. Just wanted to throw this in. And this came from just a friend, someone in my tribe who was having problems, not problems, challenge performing fellatio on their partner, right? As we know, every male member is a little bit different. And not everybody requires the same things, right? I know that I have girlfriends that are not into well endowed men at all. It just doesn't feel good to them. And then there's size queens like me that are like, the bigger the better. What's up? You know? But everything is not for everybody. So just wanted to throw this in here, give you a little advice how to switch things up, how to change things up if you're a little challenged with maybe the length or the girth of your partner's member. So I'm going to be using a beautiful insect bottle because it's kind of wide. It's a good size, right? Now, am I going to put this entire thing into my mouth? No, I'm not. Let's look at how big this thing is, right? No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to choke for anybody. I have girlfriends that have a no gag reflex, and you know what? Shout out to my bitches. I love them so much. I be looking at them like, yes, fuck that dick, girl. Yes, do it, do it. But for those that can't or don't necessarily want to the whole time they're performing fellatio on their partner, here's some other options. So, as you're enjoying, as you get things started, I love to start when they're flaccid, right? Because I like to see it grow, but that's just my thing. Like I like to watch it grow. I like to watch it get harder, get expanded. I love to just hear the breathing change as they're getting more and more excited, right? But let's say your partner is already erect, right? So you're gonna start off, you can kiss it, you can hug it, get to know the member. I promise you, like, your partner is going to appreciate the love and intention that you're showing to his little member there, right? So you can start with some licking all around, right? Getting it nice and moist. You don't have to spend the whole time like that. Don't feel like there's a pressure. Don't feel like you need to be like a freaking porn star. It's unrealistic. I know because I did porn. There are things that we do for the camera, right? That is not my everyday thing. I'm literally the things that I did in movies is not how I perform naturally or normally with my partners. It's directed, right? There's directors there, there's cameras there. We are actors, right? So people are doing things because we're being guided to do these things. Now, I'm not going to say that none of my partners ever turned me on or that none of it was ever authentic, but 9 times out of 10, that wasn't the case. 9 times out of 10, it was me being told that I need to do something. All right, do it this way. All right, stop that way. All right, switch this way. All right, hold up, telling the partner, don't come yet. She needs to move her position. I want to see different lighting. I need to move the camera a different way, right? It's very different. So don't feel like you need to compete with one of those girls or your partner's watching a lot of porn and you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough for them because it's not realistic. It's not realistic for you who's doing the performance. And 9 times out of 10, it's not realistic for your partner. They're watching porn, but they can't keep up with the porn stars. I don't know how many men I've met over the years who are fascinated by the fact that I did porn and be like, oh, I'd love to be a porn star. And I'm like, you couldn't be a porn star. You come too quick. You don't know when to stop. You get too in the moment. Like, I'm like, how many of you can actually just be like, okay, I'm coming. All right, stop, switch, and keep your dick hard and knowing that you have to switch in front of a whole bunch of people? Right, not many. So anyway, back to moistening it up. So you can use the licking, right? All around, get it nice and moist. You want to have a moist mouth. If you have a little dry mouth, keep something by the bed. I'm quick to keep a bottle of water by the bed. You might be at your party, you might be enjoying some drinks, but alcohol is gonna dehydrate you a little bit, right? So keep water by the bed. Trust me, hydration is a huge part of sex. Huge, 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 huge part of sex, both for you and your partner. So we're looking it up. We're doing a damn thing, right? Kissing. Can use a little teeth, slightly. The little underline under the head, right? Little teeth, and I mean a little teeth, right? We're not trying to rip his member off, but you're licking, you're caressing, little pressure, right? It changes the sensations up a little bit. You can use your nails and your hands. What? Yeah, because your mouth doesn't have to do all the work. We have hands. It's incredible, right? allow them to cover the areas that you're not covering, right? Again, moisture and hydration will come in. Um, Water-based lubricants will be really awesome for this. If you decide that you want to spice things up and you're bringing in some like food or something, whipped cream will be really good for this. Chocolate is hit and miss with some people because it can be a little sticky and not everybody likes chocolate. Honey, same thing, hit and miss with some people because it can be a little sticky. I love whipped cream because it doesn't get too overly sticky. It tends to be a little bit lighter, right? And it kind of like feels fun. And it's also not as bad, not as difficult to clean up as some of the other things are when you're using in the bedroom, especially on your beds, right? So you're kissing, you're loving, you're licking, you're starting to suck. And again, it's called sucking dick, right? So we want to actually use some pressure there. Again, you don't have to go by my cheeks. I'm just doing this for the camera specifically so that you can see what I'm talking about, right? So you're sucking, and if you can't go all the way down, you don't have to feel bad about yourself. If you're in the moment, you can do a little bit more. Hey, power to you. If you can't, don't judge yourself. Your hand. Now, sometimes your partner's gonna be like, move your hand, right? And they're gonna be like, go deeper. That's fine. Go till you feel comfortable. You don't want to go to the point where you're throwing up on their dick. So go to your comfortable. Go to your comfortability. Use your hands. Now, there's another thing I'm going to bring up because we not only have the shaft and the head, but we have the ball sack going on under there, right? So using one hand on the shaft and one hand to cup the balls and maybe massage the balls is a lot of fun. Another fun thing I like to bring in. What? A vibrator? Yes, vibrators just isn't for the ladies. Right? The men have really sensitive area. The perineum is a very sensitive area, right? That's the area between your nuts and your anus. It's a very sensitive area for men. Now, while you're sucking, I'll use this as smaller. While you're sucking, you can be massaging his perineum. So you got one hand on the shaft, head in the mouth, and you're massaging the perineum. Now, the reason I bring in the vibrator is because maybe I don't feel like doing all that extra shit, right? So I'm gonna let the vibrator do a little work for me. So I'm gonna get my member. And while you're doing that, I promise you, I promise you, they're not going to be too upset about the fact that their entire dick is not in your mouth. I promise you they're going to be okay. Now, if he's really open and he's really down for the get down, he might let you do a little anal play. And for a lot of men, they don't want, a lot of heterosexual men, I should say, they wouldn't want a vibrator necessarily inside of them. But being on the anus and going on the outside of the rim is kind of a favorable thing. It brings a lot of pressure, it brings a lot of pleasure to the area, right? Because there's huge sensitivity to our anus in that whole area. If your partner is down for it, we're going to always go back to starting with communication because you should be having really clear conversations with your partners. I know that I'm not into any anal play. That's just not something that I'm into. I don't care if it's your tongue, a finger, whatever. It just doesn't do anything for me. But I have had partners, right, who they prefer it. They like it, right? So nothing wrong with that. If he wants to get his ass played with, no big deal. Put a finger in there, put a vibrator near there, rock out, right? Give him some head, holding onto the shaft, vibrator on the freaking balls or on the perineum or near the anus, and it changes things up, right? Things you don't have to be so shut up. You don't have to be bored. And the thing about a vibrator, especially for the two of you, is that you can use it, both use it, right? Interchangeably. Like he can have a little fun with it, you can have a little fun with it. So if it starts off with him just giving you pleasure with it, right? And you've got your legs open, you're finding all this pleasure, you've come a couple of times and you're switching it up. Both of you can do it. It's not too much work. You're not exhausted. You're spicing things up, and everybody wins. So get it done. They sell these beautiful little vibrators on so many websites. I think I got this like from like Adam and Eve or something like that. Simple, quick, to the point. I think it was like even free. Like I ordered something else and I got these, but they sell them everywhere. You can put it in a little bag. Don't be ashamed of wanting to have pleasurable sex. Don't be ashamed of trying to do something new. And don't be ashamed of the fact that you can't get the whole thing in your mouth. It's all right. It's about your passion. It's about enjoying it, right? Hearing you moan, mm, ah, changes the game. So participate, right? Participate physically, participate vocally, right? Move your hair back, get into it, right? Stretch, bring some toys in, bring some food in. Do what you gotta do. Spice things up. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. If you need any help, reach out. I'm a sex coach, theenlighteneddaughter.com. Later.